Hello, my name is Simmer Sky. Welcome to my YouTube channel and welcome to another speed build. Today we are going to be building an agility dream home. I honestly don't know how I came up with this idea. I just recently purchased the Cats and Dogs pack, so I really wanted to build with that. A lot of this build is going to be obviously that pack, especially like the windows, and I wanted to use a lot of the Pets gameplay, of course. So I do end up putting all of like the agility kind of stuff in this house, hence the name, the Agility Dream Home. And I really wanted originally to have a upstairs to this build. I've really wanted to do like a bungalow kind of build, and a lot of the bungalows I have seen lately have a what looks like an upstairs. And they probably do, but in The Sims it's really hard to accomplish that look without, making it obvious that there's an upstairs. So I end up abandoning the upstairs idea, unfortunately, and going with a single story floor plan, but it's okay. I like it anyway. So we're just gonna mess around a little bit with our roof line here. I kind of wanted a little like wraparound roof, and it does wrap around in the end, but it's not an actual like wraparound porch, which is very much what I like to do. So it's a wraparound, but not the kind of wraparound I wanted it to be, or I would usually like to do. But like I said, this is going to be an agility home, and this is a really big lot. So I end up moving the home. Actually, I move it off to the right a little bit. So like if you're looking at the home, it's more towards the right of the lot. That is literally only because when I started this, that lamp that you literally just saw, that street lamp, is in the way. I cannot take a decent screenshot with the house in the center of the lot with that light there. And everything is for the screenshots, of course. So I decided to move the house over, and then I had a giant side yard. So with that giant side yard, I made like an agility run. I don't know if it functions. I haven't really played with the Cats and Dogs pack, honestly. So I probably should find out if it functions or not. If it doesn't, please let me know. Please go leave a comment or something in the gallery comments for this house so I can try to make that change. I don't know what I'll do, but if it doesn't work, let me know. Let me know. Anyway, so we're just gonna be finishing up this this little roof here, and then we have our porch in the front. As you noticed when I started this speed build, I didn't start it with the shell of the building, which is what I usually do. I started instead with those two small fences up towards the house. I have seen a couple of reference photos where they have a like gravel walkway leading up to their house, and that was kind of the inspiration for this here. I've been using the relatively newer rocky gravel that we got around the same time that the Werewolves pack came out, and I love it. It's my favorite. I use it all the time, and I keep seeing images like I mentioned, and all of it looks kind of like this. So I decided that I was going to do this on this build. I thought it was cute, and especially since the lot is pretty big, I was able to push the house back and have a long pathway to it, and that was the goal. That was what I wanted. Here again, we are moving the house over. I didn't want to move it so far over that it looked even more ridiculous, because it already looks silly off to the side of the lot, I think. So I, decided we would at least put it closer. That dang light, I swear. Why would you put a lamp in the dead center of a lot? And a light I can't move. Like, that's so frustrating. So, whatever. It's fine. It's fine. The house looks cute anyway. But having, of course, the house this far over, you end up with that huge side yard, and having it pushed this far back, we have a huge front yard. And I didn't want to do like a whole lot of landscaping, and I also didn't want to leave it empty. So I end up pretty much just throwing in some trees and some bushes and things around it, and I still like how it turns out, even though it's pretty plain. I still think it looks good. So here we are, we're going to do some of the windows. Again, I really wanted to use a lot of the cats and dogs stuff, so pretty much everything that I can get my hands on that's cats and dogs I use in this pack. Maybe I don't use everything, maybe that's an overstatement, but I do try to use a lot of it, especially I even use a siding, a cats and dog siding on this house. I don't really love like the shingle look that comes with this house or comes with this pack, but I don't know. I feel like it still works. I do not end up keeping this green and brown. It ends up being blue and brown. Um, Looking at it right now, I kind of regret it. I kind of regret changing it to blue because the green looks good. The green looks good, I'm not going to lie, but I end up going with blue. I felt like the green didn't really look good once I put the roof line on. Like it just feels kind of dark. So we end up going back and changing that out to the blue swatch for this, and I like that. I think it looks good. We're going to mess around a little bit more. I am a very indecisive builder, which we already know. So to help all of us, I'm going to cut me changing the exterior. And this is now the color scheme we're going to go for here. It's the light brown wood tones for the windows and the doors and things. And we're going to keep this blue here on the wall. Then, of course, the brown on the swatches for the door and the window match the brown at the roof line. Now we're going to pop a little window here and a light for the front porch, and then we will get to the rest of the front patio. We are going to go with a darker wood swatch here on the patio. I really couldn't decide which one I wanted. I thought about maybe doing the swatch from the pack, but I ended up going with a different one. The one from the pack just it didn't feel right. I don't know why. It didn't quite feel as distressed as I wanted it. Around here, we're just going to get a base game fence, and I feel like that looks really good. We're just going to go around and do some white trims here, kind of give it a finished look, and then we'll move to landscaping in the front. Most of the landscaping is actually going to be real life landscaping. It's not all debug landscaping. I do go in with some debug. I end up getting, I believe, some debug trees, maybe, and then some debug flowers and grass around the trees. I really like this. This is super cute. I wanted to make it look fuller, but I didn't want to go crazy and like do 2 rows of those plants. So I kind of zigzagged them, and then over on the other side, we just do a little hedge. And I really like that. I think it looks really cute, and I love the little animal sculpture things in plants. Those are so fun. Those would be really hard to do in real life. I feel like it would take a lot of upkeep. Moving now to our porch though, like I mentioned, I just get a little bench here underneath this window. I didn't really want to put a whole lot there just because it's not the biggest space to maneuver through. So we decided just to do something simple, just a cute little bench. And then over off to the side over here is where we have a lot of the seating and stuff for your Sims. Maybe your Sims sit out here and their neighbors come by and hang out, or you have your Sims friends over for a dinner party. I don't know, whatever. I just want to have a nice little sitting area out here so you can enjoy. I love this rug from the Cats and Dogs pack. It's so cute. I've been wondering where people got this. I've been watching some builds for a while, and it just feels so like cozy, and I was really wondering where it was. And when it didn't come in the Cottage Living pack, I had to figure out where it was actually from, and of course it's Cats and Dogs. So I love that. But yeah, we're pretty much done here with just the basic entryway. Just gonna add a little bit more grass and a little bit more terrain paint, and then we're moving inside. The inside, the floor plan pretty much laid itself out. It splits pretty well. This is kind of a common floor plan among my builds, but what can I say? It works. It works for me. So why fix it if it ain't broke? But for the most part, this is just the floor plan. We're going to have the kitchen here in the front and the living space further into the back. And I really like how it lays out. We are just going to quickly draw by points so that this is a actual room in the game's eyes. That is so frustrating, but you know, it's a good feature. I feel like it's just a little bugged, so gotta make do with what we've got. So I just had to do that real quick. Now we're gonna add the fireplace. I do actually have a fireplace in this build, so I did include the furnace there at the top, or whatever, the vent, whatever that's called. I don't know. If you actually have a fireplace in your build, then that will smoke when you are in live mode. So I wanted the smoke. I feel like that's cute, so I decided to do that and add the top piece. Sometimes I don't do that, especially if I'm trying to build like an eco lot, because the fireplace and furnaces add industrial lot gain, or whatever it's called, to your home. So I try not to do that if I'm trying to be conscious, you know, of the footprint, but this time I didn't care. So I instead actually put the fireplace in, and I like how it turns out. So here in the front, we are going to have our kitchen. The color scheme throughout this house is blue, kind of pinks, and warm colors. I like that color scheme. I've used it a couple of times recently. It works and it fits, and I really like how it turns out, especially when I'm using the cats and dogs and the cottage living stuff, because the blues match really well, the wood tones match really well. So I apologize for doing something that I've done already in the past, but you can't blame me when it looks as good. I really don't like how counters snap, and it's really difficult to swap your island counters and the regular counters. They don't clip together very easily, and it really drives me nuts. I had a feeling I would need a wall, an additional wall in this kitchen, and I experimented with putting it at that entryway and create like a hallway back. We experiment with putting it next to the dining table, kind of where it just was right there. But in the end, we are going to abandon the island idea and put a wall dividing the kitchen and the living space, and then that way I can also have cupboards above the cabinets. So here we go. We're just going to delete those cabinets, and then we're going to get our wall in. And again, I'm experimenting with the idea of putting another wall at this point so I can get the table against it, but it doesn't look right. I didn't love how it turns out. It feels kind of odd. So okay, I have re-recorded me explaining how I'm going to do this kitchen like 3 or 4 times. So instead of doing it again, I'm just going to let you watch and see what I do, because I don't want to record it again. So here we go. Look at this. It looks so good. I really love those blue swatches. There's a lot of counter space on this build. I wanted to make sure that you had a lot of places to cook and stuff. It may not be a big house, but I still wanted like a gourmet kitchen. In real life, I value a big kitchen in homes. I feel like that's where a lot of people congregate. If you're having friends over, what have you, it feels like the best place to use space. So I decided that we would do that here in this house. So even though it may not be the biggest place, we've got a lot of room for guests to be here and to be around while hosts are cooking and stuff like that. So good plan, big kitchen, really like it. Hope you like it as well. Like I mentioned earlier, I really wanted to use as many of the pieces from Cats and Dogs as I could get in here. I specifically really love that little like bench thing that you could put at a front entry, or like a mud room, but it didn't quite fit the way I wanted. I also really love the like big hutch that comes with this pack, but again, it wasn't quite it. It didn't fit the space as well as I wanted it to. But we are going to go with this little leash set here, and we're going to end up with just a pretty basic little table here. Nice little entryway. Nothing too crazy, nothing super fancy. I wanted simple and comfortable and like warm tones. I do end up changing this flooring for a darker wood that really matches the space better. I think it's the same floor. I think it's just in a different swatch. I don't know why I thought this yellowy toned wood was a good idea, but don't worry, we change it later. I built with it in this color for a very long time. I think I end up changing it just before I finish the living room. I guess we'll have to find out. Again, I love this rug from Cats and Dogs. I freaking adore it. It's so cute, and it feels so versatile and so comfy and so traditional. It's fantastic. I really wanted something fun on this backsplash, and I figured we already have Parenthood. Those cabinets and cupboards are Parenthood, so I decided why not round it out with the Parenthood tiles. So we do end up going with that, and I also wanted to have the rest of the house kind of match, so we go around the rest of the living space with the plain swatch for that wood paneling, also part of the Parenthood pack. I wanted to use this fireplace because look how cute it is. However, I do end up swapping it for the other fireplace from the pack because I wanted to be able to put a TV at the top, like on the mantle, and because this one has a mirror, I didn't think that would look super cute. It took me a hot minute to figure out what sofas I wanted in this little living space here. I wanted a lot of places to sit, even though it is only a 2-bedroom house. I still wanted a lot of places for people to like sit down that are comfortable. Again, I kind of thought maybe these people are entertainers. Maybe they have their fellow dog friends over, their fellow dog parents over, and we all hang out with our pets in this cute little house. So here we are going to raise the TV onto our little mantle here. And you know, I think part of the reason this space turns out super cozy is on both sides of this fireplace, I end up putting bookshelves. So it looks like they are built into the space and it looks really good. This is about the time, yep, this is the time I realized that the flooring is what's throwing me off and we need to just abandon it. And I think that was for the best. I also realized that this blue swatch of the cats and dogs couch exists, so I abandoned ship with the really tall backed one, and then this blue swatch for these couches exists, and then this cute little like puff seat. Come on, come on. Of course, none of the rugs from cats and dogs were fit in the space really well, so we are going to end up adding another pack to our pack count, and it's going to be the Industrial Loft Kit. You can't blame me though, the fuzzy rug is amazing, and I feel like the fluffy rug should be a base game item because it is so versatile and so phenomenal, and who doesn't want a fluffy rug? So I feel like we need a fluffy rug in the base game. If you don't have the Industrial Loft Kit, I recommend you get it simply for this rug. For this rug only. It also has some fun swatches, and this is the point I remember that. And we're going to get this fun one in here. And I feel like it just suits the space so well. It brings all those colors together, and it's phenomenal. It's just so cozy looking. And we are going to get the Desert Luxe curtains on that back window. But first, we're going to do this little space here at this back door. I absolutely love all of the art that comes with the cats and dogs pack. There is literally so much. Not only do you have like arts for a house and stuff like that, but you also have the kind of wall decorations that they may have at a vet. And a good chunk of it is pretty versatile, so I feel like you can use it in a lot of different types of builds and in many different situations or rooms. I do want to try to get the cats and dogs curtains on here, but of course they only come in medium height and I'm using small wall height. So we're going to instead go with these Desert Luxe ones, and for some reason they moved the little like rod. However, I think they moved the rod, I think they reclassified it because originally it used to snap to the window like curtains do, and that did not snap at all. So while I am a little displeased that it is no longer in the curtain area, the overall problem of it snapping is solved, so, you know, win some, lose some. Let's move now to the bathroom. Again, we're going to bring the tile from the kitchen into the bathroom, kind of have a little bit of cohesive look to it, you know? And I also feel like we needed to bump out this room, just make it a little bit bigger. So we're going to do that. We're going to bump it out too, because it really bugs me that the columns don't appear on the corners if you only have one tile difference in depth. So I made the room a little bit bigger and saved myself a little bit of frustration. So we're just going to fix the roof line real quick here, and then of course we will move back to the interior of our build. I realize I literally just said that I wanted to bump it out 2 tiles so that I got a column on that wall, and yet there's not going to be a column on the corner, that exterior corner of the bathroom, because that's only 1 tile. Oh, that's so frustrating. I guess I could have made it even a little bit bigger, but I feel like that bathroom would have been super big, and you know, it's fine. It's okay. It's something that I'll look past. Sims, why can't I pick the place where the column goes? Please just let me pick where it goes. Please. Thank you. Okay, so now we are into the primary bedroom here. I guess there really is no primary bedroom because there is no ensuite. So never mind. Here is the bigger of the 2 bedrooms. I really like this cats and dogs bed. This quilt is just so cute and it seems like so homey. My quilt actually kind of looks like this. It's not green, and I guess it's actually a t-shirt quilt. So maybe it doesn't look like this, but all quilts to me give the same vibe. So they all look kind of the same to me. So maybe that's just a me problem. But my quilt, it's a bunch of my old high school shirts that I have. So like old volleyball t-shirts, old like just high school shirts, you know, like all those, like the spirit wear, everything, really. Pretty much everything I had was made into a quilt. And I feel like that is an excellent use of the fabric because I probably wasn't going to wear much of those clothes anymore because, you know, they're high school stuff and I'm growing up. But I really like that it's there. It's kind of like a little commemorative thing in my room. I love that. I really hate that the cats and dogs curtains are only for medium wall height. That drives me absolutely insane. We're going to mess with it, and I'm just going to end up giving up and go with the Desert Luxe ones because they're so much better. I don't think I'll ever use another curtain again, honestly. I mean, I will, but those are always going to be the ones I go to in the end because they are phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. So we are almost done in this room. I think we're going to get a rug in here. I wonder if we get a rug or if I do a carpet trick. I may do the carpet trick. I can't remember. Anyway, so the colors in here are going to stay with this like green and purple color though. And I do have a blue wall. Don't know why I chose to do that, but we do keep the blue wall because, you know, colors. I love these paintings from Cats and Dogs. They're so cute. I love that you can like mix and match them. I'm really just a fan of like art in the game. I like having lots of different art. So whenever they give us that kind of stuff, I love it. I do end up doing the carpet trick in here. I really wanted to do like I was trying to get like an octagonal look or like a hexagon or something. I just wanted like something different than just like a square. But of course, because of the tile system, I couldn't do that. So I kind of abandoned that and we ended up going with like a diamond shape. I think I still end up having the same problem with like it doesn't go into the corner on the end, but it's under the bed so you can't see it. So I still like it. I think it's fun. I think it's an interesting touch, and because it is on a diagonal, it looks kind of like a rug rather than the carpet trick. So there you go. All right, so we are now moving into this bedroom here. I believe that is a base game bed. And we're going to go with that tiny living dresser, I think. We're just going to do a Dream Home Decorator rug in here. It's going to be super simple. A couple of shelves and like one of those little cat blorfies. I don't know what that is called. I don't know if that even has a name. But yeah, it's going to go over here. And actually, we're going to move the dresser over there as well and get in a dollhouse, I think, where the dresser is. Yeah. And then we're actually going to put a shelf above like the cat's head here. There are so many swatches of this shelf that I didn't know existed. Like I am shocked at how many are here. Like look at this. We got a cloud, we got rainbows, we got bugs, we got cars, we've got dinosaurs. Like there are so many things on there. It really could go anywhere and I had some fun with it. I think I end up abandoning the idea of putting these everywhere and I just end up going with the one because that doesn't really match. But yeah, I think it is super cute and I really like it and I will be using that shelf more often now that I know it is more than just the little rainbow swatch that it comes with because all of those swatches were pretty cute. We are just going to get in a couple of curtains and this room is going to be done. Yep, there we go. Now on to the back porch. I will say I do leave the back porch emptier than I anticipated and what I meant to do. It's okay. Things happen. We're actually going to do the patio after we do our little agility arena thing off to the side here. So I wanted to use all of the things that exist for this like gameplay, but like I mentioned, I haven't used it. So I really hope it not only works, but like it works the way I anticipated it would work. I don't know. Let me know. I still haven't been able to play test this. Maybe I'll go do that in game right now. Maybe I have some time and we'll see how it works or if it works at all. But yeah, let me know if you try it out and if it works like this. Please let me know. We're just gonna mess around pretty much. I'm just kind of picking out some of the pieces, putting them in a pattern that seems like it would work. And putting it down. I do actually have a herding dog and he does agility as well. He and my mom used to do agility. As I say that, it makes me laugh. But they used to go and do agility and he would like do all of these things, you know. There was also like a little seesaw thing that they went up on. They ran down it too, but like the hoops, there were jumps too, I think. But there was a lot of agility and like it's so cute that you can actually do that in the game, and I hope that works the way I drew it out. Like I hope the terrain paint is in the correct placement. Okay, so now we're just going to do the exterior landscaping. I didn't want to do a whole lot just because I was kind of tired of it and I didn't want to do a whole lot of landscaping, but I did want to have like little patches. So what I end up doing is using this ginormous tree, and I wanted to make sure that there wasn't another ginormous tree really close by. So we're going to do that here in a second. There we go. And then we're just going to pretty much do like little grassy patches around a bunch of these trees, and that's what it's going to be. I do also use kind of the pre-existing terrain paint, and I try to make it look like the terrain paint goes around that other tree in the back, and I thought that was kind of cute. But we're pretty much just going to throw a couple of like plants around, a couple of debug plants, just to make it look like the stuff didn't just like pop out of the ground, you know? But this is pretty much the end of our build, so I am gonna leave you here. Thank you so much for joining me. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. I put out new videos on Mondays and Thursdays, and I am hoping to maybe do a new Let's Play soon, so I hope you come back and check me out. I am also on Twitter if Twitter doesn't go to shit someday soon. But yeah, I hope you have a great day, and sending all the positive energy, all the good vibes, and happy simming.